Gail, here is a little something that has been eating at me about this case. And it goes back to the uncomfortableness of Lindsay in showing this property to these two people. She was very uneasy, as though she felt it didn't seem right. Something was wrong, which leads me back to the point. You interviewed a lot of young women that were kind of tied into Lindsay. At any point, did any of them describe any noticeable behavioral changes in Lindsay leading up to the weeks of her murder?
I wasn't close to Lindsay's friends. I don't know. I've only talked to maybe two of them, a couple of their parents I've talked to, but no. And I don't think I don't think Lindsay had a clue. That's why I don't think it could have been the Calgary drug bust either, because if she knew about that bust and she had any part of it or thought she was being pointed the finger at, she would never have stepped inside that house and she would never have gone to that appointment, would she?
So there was no fear on her part. She wasn't more secretive about things. I guess a little bit based upon what her father told Jim and I. The fact that, hey, Dad, I saw something that I shouldn't have seen. So a little bit more secretive there, because he asked her what that was, and she says, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it, and then I'll tell you. And I don't even know if she was distracted, but it just seems that her uneasiness she was excited about showing this property, but at the same time, she was very uneasy about it. And my question is...
It was a month before, though, that she was telling this to her dad, and it was 6 weeks later when she was showing the house. And I think whatever Lindsay feared, something happened in that 4-week period, probably.
Absolutely.
I think this young girl was so young and inexperienced, she didn't know how to navigate this problem that she had come across. She didn't know how to deal with it. And my guess is she shared it with a friend, because I can't even imagine the young girl not sharing a deep, dark secret like that with someone. And usually it's close girlfriend.
I agree.
Yes.
So with that said, Gail, based on your knowledge of this case over the last 16 years, who do you believe had a shared perception of who Lindsay trusted the most out of all her friends?
So I could pick a couple of girl friends, or two in particular that I think she would have shared with, but I'm certainly not going to say it.
No, but there are friends that you believe that she was very close to and that she trusted the most?
Yes.
Everybody does. Everybody has that close circle.
Would have told her girlfriend. She may have been afraid to tell her dad. Maybe she was scared what he'd do. He could have gone a rampage and gone after whoever, and she didn't want him to know.
Did those girls, were they the ones that went into the police station after she was killed?
Yes.
And they lost that opportunity?
I bet there was a lot more girls than I know. I only know of the 4. I'm sure there was a lot more. But obviously those 4 were 2 that cared very deeply.
And this was her inner circle for years. If she did tell one of them something deep and dark and problematic and criminal related, we would like to think they would not have purposefully told one of their boyfriends or one of the other hanger-on guys, but maybe even accidentally drinking one night, who knows, it slips out, they say something, and that starts the ball rolling. Wait, Lindsay said that? Lindsay saw that, and that is what, 4 weeks, 6 weeks later, whenever that information was learned, that they decided to take her out. Of course, we're talking about girlfriends. Would she have told, she was thinking of breaking up with Jason, whatever this information was, would she have shared that with him?
It's very possible, because obviously maybe she still thought that things were okay with him and she could share it. Maybe whatever she found out, and maybe we'll get into that next week, because I think maybe that will unfold. Whatever she found out, maybe she told Jason, who told his mother,